The Zen trap, the Taoist trap, the Absolutist trap, the semantic games of subjectivism. Nothing is more ridiculous than a theological argument among theologians, especially if they use a common book to support their differences and can't even agree on exactly which verses to use, nor on how to interpret the ones they do use. But nothing is more absurd or funny than an argument among metaphysicians. The reason for the absolute absurdity lies in the fact that metaphysicians argue about things they say don't exist and can't happen. The danger of metaphysics, and perhaps the reason the rabbis of old discouraged the study of subjectivism, is that one can easily entrap himself in his own semantic game and begin believing himself and his words. Metaphysicians who have discovered the inner nature of things are, sooner or later, brought to express that knowledge to others, if only because others see their light and come asking questions. One can spot the metaphysician who is entrapped at the absolute level because he has stopped asking questions. He has begun believing he must find every answer within his own objective-subjective head, so to speak. He denies the outside, calling it illusion. The metaphysician, old or new, finds that his subjective words have quantum power in his experience, compared to the former use of those same words out there in the world. Right there, the unwary metaphysician, establishing the God is absolutely all position, spends the rest of his life explaining and trying to understand that position, and, without realizing it, never moves beyond it. He may even hold to the lordly place, telling of the simplicity of allness and the inability of words to capture his thoughts, all the way to his seeming grave. But he stays right there at the semantic bend of the river, content to see himself able to joust verbally with others and hold his own. From that point, unless the subjectivist is willing to move on, he measures his progress not by new insights and new light of the absolute, but by his ability to hold to that all is God, God is all, or whatever else position. I am God and not man, he proclaims against the greatest odds, enjoying the battle. This is the Zen trap, the Taoist master's trap, the Absolutist trap. While it is absolutely necessary that we come to this correct conclusion, God is, indeed, all in all, we are expected to go beyond it. It is a mountain. It is not a mountain. It is a mountain again. The subjectivist, who has not recognized the third position, can't get there by merely claiming to be there. But there is something beyond. The child within us is beyond. The child within us remains unacknowledged and undiscovered by the Zen advocate, the non-dualist subjective or Taoist. Nothing is beyond infinity, says the Absolutist. God is beyond infinity to infinity. The child I am is beyond infinity. For goodness sake, even experimental mathematics is beyond infinity. If science can get beyond infinity, why can't we? We can. Nothing is beyond all, says the Absolutist. God is beyond all, or any other concept. The child I am is beyond all. See the trap that semantics can become, said Han, the old master of Kwang-se. See that trap and go beyond that trap. But one doesn't go beyond it without working his way through it. That is the hard part. That is the Zen of the matter. That is also why we get busy and get going and get beyond the glib flow of words that settles nothing out there in the world and frequently misleads others. Leave the endless talking to entrenched metaphysicians and theologians. We begin the doing. We complete the interface. The paradox that so baffles us at the metaphysical and transcendental level is that the interface of doing requires the concomitant use of words that don't matter. Try to get a metaphysician to do anything for the world, and he'll tell you every time, there is no world to illumine or instruct. There is no world to heal. Those words are only half the truth. Ah, but at least they are half the truth, halfway up the mountain. Indeed, we get our subjectivism correct, that only God is happening. Then we put our knowledge to work in the illusory scene.